Hey y'all, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and I am back on with tag number 3 from Jill's Christmas Tag Surprise 2022. If you're just coming in on this video because you're a fan of these two guys, just to explain a little, I sent a bunch of tags to Jill Norwood for a surprise little thing that P arranged for her. Hi P. We all got together and made a bunch of tags to help her out with her donations this year, and I was honored to be a part of it. But I am sharing the details of all the tags in individual videos, so anyone who watched all of those, if they just want to see the details on one, they don't have to sit through all of them because there were quite a few. So as you can tell, this is the third one she opened. This is Twig and Stump. This was one of my most coveted die sets from Tim this year. This also kind of represents me and P because I am 5'10" and P is not. So we make quite the pair. But this is made with a couple of Tim Holtz dies. So obviously the star of the show is Twig and Stump. I'm sure everybody has seen this set by now. This is a massive set and it's so well thought out, well designed. I swear Tim just gets better and better every year with his thought process and what he puts into these sets for us. It's just amazing. So there's that set, and then the sign, the joy sign, is from this set, which is called Christmas Cutouts. I love having these words, and it was really funny. After I made the tag, I realized that the way I did joy looks exactly like it does on his packaging, which was not intentional at all. It just happened to match my tag. So it's just funny how that happened. So I think Tim is in my subconscious by now. But anyway, so Twig and Stump are just, they're cut out of black and then they're layered on top with white. And then to give them some texture, one of my very favorite things in my craft room is also one of the weirdest looking things, but this was a woodblock stamp and it just has this speckle texture. I pulled it off the block because I like to be able to bend it and just use it however I want. If I ever lose this, I'm going to be so heartbroken. I do have the full-size background now, but this one is just so handy. I just keep it on my desk and I use it all the time. And I love the interest and texture that it adds just in random spots. So I did use that with Distress Oxide in Antique Linen. And everything else is inked with tea dye in Oxide, just to give it a little bit darker, but I just wanted their speckles to be lighter. So they, I ink blended pieces to cut their hats and scarves out of. The red is splattered with gold, because I still had that on my desk from making the other tag that I previously shared. And then the joy is cut out of some wood grain paper. It's not Tim's, it's much lighter than Tim's. This one is actually one that I bought at a paper store that was here that closed. They sold all sorts of cardstock and things for office supplies and then like wedding invitations and such, but you could buy open stock of some specialty papers. And when they went out of business, I bought like a whole stack of wood grain paper. So I don't know the brand of it, I'm sorry, and then when I die cut it out, I left the letters inlaid and then I cut them out again in brown and I put them on top so that it would have a little bit of dimension. And then I inlaid the blue piece that I cut out to match his scarf. The pattern paper behind him on Jill's tag, which is like this one, it has the snow globe paper, but this one has the stripes, and those are actually from Authentique Jingle. This is from 2019 from Tuesday Morning. This is the 6x6 pad. I know this is a really coveted collection for a lot of people because of the colors. I was lucky enough to not only find it at Tuesday Morning twice, but I also went to a yard sale recently where they had a whole bunch of it, and so I have quite the stash of it now. So I love that collection. So anyway, so I divided the tag into, I did a panel of the pattern paper, and then above and below it, I did this cream color and embossed it with an old Cuttlebug embossing folder that is kind of these interesting snowflakes. It is just a regular old 2D because 3D didn't really exist back then. And that's what prompted me to order more snowflake embossing folders, because I didn't really have enough. And then this paper, which I know Jill mentioned, I wanted to make sure I shared what that was, because it is one of my very favorite things. This is from Tonic. It's one of their specialty papers, and it is called Cinnamon Silk. I think they also have this in a gold, but I like this cinnamon color because it's more of a brownish gold. I think it's beautiful. But I just did strips at the top and bottom on both the front and the back of the tag. And then what I did was, when I cut this tag out of the pattern paper, I used the 2 pieces that I cut off to make this section on the back, on the top and bottom. And then same thing with the cream. I used the center piece from the cream on the back. So there was no waste with making these. I think that kind of covers everything on the front of the tag. There is these little rusty bells here. This is all I have left of those. I also got those at a yard sale. I have a whole bunch of different bells I got at this yard sale. I think it was somebody who sold them online, and they were just closing everything out. I wish I would have grabbed more of, because I like this shape. I love jingle bells too, but I really like that shape is something different. This yarn, I know P had asked me when she saw this tag. This is actually from Dollar Tree, and I got it fairly recently. I think they call it just cotton, but it is this really cool sagey green and cream. And then this is Sari Silk that I got off of Etsy. There's a lot of really good Sari Silk suppliers on Etsy. And then the back of the tag just is kind of the repeat, like I said, with just a sentiment and more of that cinnamon silk paper. So that is the Twig and Stump tag, and I will see you shortly with the next one. Thanks for watching.